Hey guys, can you tell me what does George Clooney, Kobe Bryant, Kevin Durant, David Beckham, and yours truly have in common? Apart from the good looks, of course, right?
You serious?
What we have in common is that we all tore our Achilles. You can see my crutches behind me here. Here's my beautiful foot in a lovely cast. I'm rolling with the punches here. What I'm doing is I get more screen time, so that means more showcases for you guys. So what I wanted to do is actually track this injury because I'm gonna have to go through a bunch of medication, possibly surgery. It's gonna be a long recovery cycles. They say something like 4 to 6 months. There's a lot of people with these kind of injuries, and there's no way to kind of keep track of that. You have to go to the doctor. There's going to be lots of things you forget. So guess what I did? If you can catch my drift, I built a patient management system, again using AI agents running on the back of Bonito, and the agents are deployed, again, say it with me guys, with one file. Again, Bonito is the Kubernetes of AI agents. Let me show you what I got. Okay, I want to introduce you guys to OuchGPT. This is your AI recovery companion. It is also a patient management system. I will walk you through all the steps here, but this is what I got so far. Check this out, right? So it's an AI companion that heals with you. Well, it doesn't heal, but it helps you heal. You have your daily progress tracking, your red flag detection. There's actually quite a bit more things as well, but I'm trying to cater this towards injuries that take longer to heal, not just like a simple sprain, but of course, if you have a bigger injury that's going to take a lot of time, a lot of medication, a lot of doctor's appointments, things like that to heal. This is something that would help you track all of that, as well as go to your doctor and give the notes and things like that as well, which I'll show you in a minute. Let's try to go through the flow and see what happens. Something like that. Once you're done, you sign up. You say which injury that you currently have. So in my case, I could say it's my Achilles tendon. What equipment did you get? So I definitely got crutches. I don't have a knee scooter, nothing else, but I did also get a medical boot. A cane would be kind of cool. I don't know. Maybe if there's going to be a long-term recovery and I don't get any surgery, I might pick up a nice cane. Let me know if you guys have any suggestions for canes. Surgery date. This is not scheduled for me. I'm not even sure if I'll be able to do this, so I can go ahead and say skip this for later. And now it's creating our account. Okay, we're here on our mobile app, and we are logged in as Leroy Jenkins, all right? Guys, remember, this app is meant to be simple. It's not supposed to be complicated. A patient management system should not be stressing the patient out, especially when they're going through a recovery cycle. For example, with my Achilles injury, every single thing that we take for granted is extremely difficult, even going to the washroom, for example. So let's make the app as simple as possible, which is, I think, where a lot of people miss out. So here's what we're going to do, right? So for example, this dashboard will show you just your initial recovery. So right now we're at day 0 because we just made the account, but it'll give you a kind of completion tracker in terms of progress. It'll also give you an option to ask AI, and I'll show you that in a minute, log your activities, set milestones, things like that. One of the key features here is, again, it's a companion, right? So it needs to have AI, and the agent helps set goals. It helps guide you through any of the recovery process that you're going through, tracks your medication. It's all done in a seamless fashion so that you don't have to worry about what happens when you go to your next doctor's appointment. Let's take a look at what it can do. So here you go. Now, I'll show you another cool feature of the chat here, but this is simple. You can just chat with it. You can say, hi, I fully ruptured my Achilles. So in this case, my agent is Marcus. There's also a bunch of other agents you can choose from. These agents have different personalities, so you can choose somebody who might suit you a little bit more. For example, Dr. Elena, who is obviously not a real doctor. Okay, I need to clarify that. There's Sam, there's Maya. Maya as a gentle empath might help. So for example, if we're going to switch to Maya, let's take a look. Switch to Maya. But here's the cool kicker part, right? You can actually have voice activated. What kind of pain can I expect with this injury? Maya's going to take a look, and I'll explain to you how all the agents are going to come into play later when I show you the full agent structure, and that'll give you a full breakdown as to what these agents are doing. So it tells you, hi, I'm Maya, because we just changed the agent from Marcus to Maya, so she introduces herself. And she says, hey, with a full rupture, it's common to feel pain, discomfort, especially initially. But as you can see, it tells you to manage swelling, ice, discomfort, things like that. So it gives you some general perspective. Again, this is not doctors. This is not like medical advice. This is just something that helps you go through the process and go through the healing steps together with somebody so you don't feel alone and sort of full of anxiety, for instance. Let me show you another cool feature you can build, again, with the power of agents. You want some kind of a human touch to it, right? So you can turn on voice, actually, and you can just simply talk to it like this. Yesterday, I had some pain in my calf, even though that's not an Achilles tear. What can we do about that, and is that normal?
That sounds like a concerning sensation to have, especially when you're already dealing with so much.
It's not uncommon to experience some calf pain when dealing with an Achilles rupture, as the surrounding muscles and tissues may be adjusting to the injury. Let's go with what your body is telling you and try applying ice to your calf for 15 to 20 minutes and keeping your leg elevated. If the pain persists or worsens, it's important to consult your surgeon or healthcare provider for further guidance.
The key thing to note here is some of these things are obviously a little rough, like, maybe it can't give you medical advice. There's some things that we gotta tune up here, but I want to show you the full perspective of what these agents can do. Another thing we can do is this. Hey Maya, I want to be able to set some goals. I'm having some issues just with anxiety with the injury being so new. Can you help me with that a little bit?
It's perfectly natural to feel some anxiety with such a fresh injury. This is a lot to process, and it's important to honor where you are right now. Let's start small and take it step by step. Consider focusing on little goals that feel manageable.
So as you can see here, Maya not only kind of gives you a gentle touch and empath feel to it, but she can also set goals for you. So for example, you can accept this goal, and you can go in here to your goals, and here you go. You can mark it as complete and track it accordingly, right? So that's a key thing here. And let me show you another cool feature. I took some Tylenol, 500, 2 times at around 8 p.m. today. My pain level was around 8 out of 10 before. But then she's also going to be able to track this, and this is very important here, right? For example, after you fill this out, you come into your dashboard section, and you can see here, she's already tracked the recent activity. And that's the point of this. It's a companion. It's supposed to keep track of you. It's almost like a mobile nurse, if you want. Not, this is not going to replace nurses, but it is something that's going to be able to help you at home recover from whatever injury that you're going through. You can even talk to it and have some conversations, things like that. So here we are on an account that's fully done. As you can see, there's lots of logs. There's lots of medications that I've taken. And coming here to the doctor's notes section, watch this. This is totally fleshed out. So this kind of averages out your pain throughout. Max was 7, averages around 6, minimum was around 5. It gives any kind of symptoms like swelling, for example, how many entries there were, how many days there were for that, tracks all your medication, tracks your active goals, sees which goals you've completed, and all the check-ins. So these are daily check-ins that you could do, but this is all stuff that could go to your doctor and give the doctor a better sort of understanding as to what's actually happening with you. Because the important thing is when you have these long-term recovery type of injuries, you're going to forget when you took the medication. You're going to forget some of the symptoms like swelling and if there was swelling after you took the medication, or if there was even pain, if the pain was fighting through, things like that. You're going to forget some of those things, especially if the doctor's appointments are months ahead of time or months in between. Okay guys, so here we are on the Bonito platform. These are all the agents that run for OuchGPT. You can see this right here. These are all the agents that talk. For the interaction we just did, as you can see, there's a daily companion app, there's like a care contributor app, care coordinator, there's a progress analyst. Now what happens is when you talk to Maya, the voice bot, for example, right? The chat is really hooked up to one or a few of these agents. The agent then decides based on how we train it, for example, which we work on with you guys, if you guys are a Bonito customer, of course. So as we train these agents can talk to each other. So for instance, when I asked a question about the pain and the swelling, it actually reached out to the medical Q&A, which again, we trained for specific injuries. And this is all things that are tracked in the back end, but as a consumer, as a user of the app, as a patient that is going through the recovery cycle, all you see is a companion that you are with. And that's the point of an agentic system. You're adding an intelligence layer on top of an existing stack, on top of an existing app, or whatever it is that you guys are building. A lot of these agents are currently running using Gemini Flash, but again, here's the kicker with something like Bonito. This is just the initial model. The model that falls back in case Gemini goes down, or in case Claude goes down, which it did today, it fell back to a different model, and you will not notice a difference. The patient is not going to see any downtime. Provider to provider is something that you don't have to worry about with something like Bonito. It falls back to it. You will not notice a difference. The idea is to keep your app running, keep your things in production where it should be, and in this case, helping clients and helping your business grow. Hope this demo goes to show you that you can use agents for literally anything, and that is a lot of the problems that I'm running across when I talk to CTOs or anything like that. They don't know what to use it for. The answer is it can be used for anything. It can be used for any kind of use case that you want it to do, especially if you want autonomous agents that are doing the work for you. Now, we at Bonito reduce that complexity by giving you the ability to be able to deploy an unlimited amount of agents with one single file. Again, Kubernetes of AI agents. We are the only ones doing it. We are the only ones doing it. So if you want to get ahead of the curve and actually want to deploy agents into production, Bonito is the only way to do it, quick and fast. You guys will definitely see more of me in the next couple months because I did tear my Achilles. It's a long injury to recover from. So let me know what you think in the comment section below. Catch y'all later. Peace.